Good afternoon. Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio Network, a wholly owned subsidiary of Global Media Network, LLC, to educate, to enlighten, to entertain. And in this episode of Scam DamNation, we have a twist on the typical scam. It started last year in 2023, and it's still going strong. Hint, stick around for the whole episode and you'll find out how to protect yourself even more than the few suggestions I make here. The story was released by Kim Cornando, Kim, last name Komando. Well, you've heard about people losing money to scammers online, email, Facebook, and having their money taken away from them, whether it's romance, crypto, tech support, real estate, and there are other types, more than you can imagine. But have you ever wondered who really is doing all this scamming? It's not just the career criminals who are doing it. A lot of them are innocent people who are being enslaved and are made to con and steal against their wills to do what happened to others. XU Bochun, Bochun, a 38-year-old aspiring actor from Shanghai. He thought he was signing up for a job as a movie extra in Southwest China. Instead, he was kidnapped, trafficked through the jungle, and forced into a brutal life of cybercrime and romance scams. Guess what, folks? He's not the only one. If you ever wondered how scammers live with themselves, the truth is that many of these scammers are doing it because they have to in order to stay alive. In June of last year, Zhu responded to an ad offering $1,380 to work as an extra in a tourist town near the Myanmar border. When he showed up, he and other job seekers were ambushed by armed men and marched at knife point through the Myanmar jungle. He was shackled with 80 other Chinese men and sold to a scam operation run out of the Red Lotus Hotel, overseen by the patriarch of a notorious crime family in the region. Shades of the mafia all over again. They were used, him and his fellow prisoners, were forced to use multiple phones and social media accounts to dupe people into investing in fake crypto platforms. If he didn't meet his targets, he was beaten. And when others tried to escape or contact their families, they were shot dead. Ms. Commando has already written about the deadly cartels that use the same MO in Mexico. The United Nations estimates over 200,000 people are being enslaved and forced to work as scammers in Southeast Asia. Many of these victims are lured by fraudulent job postings and kidnapped from Thailand, Taiwan, and China. Sadly, these compounds are daily growing, and that means that there are more and more desperate people trying to con you by any means necessary to preserve their lives. So what is my advice to you? Remember, scammers go after those who are vulnerable. Zoo needed a job. You might be looking for a foolproof investment for your retirement fund, or feeling lonely after a death of a spouse or a divorce. Slow down. Do your research. When fewer people can't fall for these scams, they'll become lucrative for the people who are professional criminals. And fewer people like Zoo will be forced into a life of crime and violence. Remember when I told you stick around? All right, here's more tips for you. Go over to https://www.komando.com/news/enslaved enslaved-in-a-scam and protect yourself from this kind of problem. Think that it's not going to happen to you? Guess what, folks? It will happen to you. It happened to my husband, who was scammed by a firm out of India that hijacked his CPU and screwed it up. So he had to appeal to them to unscrew it up. And then they offered to keep his CPU free from any problems. And for 5 or 6 months, he was paying an outrageous sum until he finally determined that it was a scam. And this guy was no dope. He had a doctorate in organic chemistry from Harvard University, undergraduate work, meaning bachelor's and master's from the University of Chicago. My brother also got scammed, and he was a lawyer, graduated from the London School of Economics. It doesn't matter what your profession is, how many degrees you have. If you're vulnerable, they'll find your weakness and worm their way through it. Pay attention, slow yourself down, and ask yourself, did I do all the necessary research needed to check this out before I put what I want to do into action? Thank you very much for listening. You can view and or hear this podcast, Scam DamNation, all over again at youtube.com/ radio.com. You can also find this over at facebook.com/passionate world radio, all major social media sites, and at least 20 to 30 directories. This program is brought to you by ESC73.try, TRY, Ruby, RUBI.AI. Artificial intelligence for our brave new world of verbal and visual. Try it. You like it. And also from the Podcasting Obstacle Certified Training Course. Read all about it. Go over to https://educate, educate.passionateworldtalkradio.com/masterclass and see what the universe is talking about. Thank you very much and have a great remainder of the week.